Hello, everyone. My name is Johan Stein, and I just want to share an experience I had today with my internet service provider because my fiber line was down. And I almost think that even worse than having car problems these days, if you think of working from home, it is having internet problems. I mean, you can do nothing, you can't attend meetings, you can't do any work. So I have an internet service provider, and I'm not going to share their name for obvious reasons, but they are very proud at promoting this WhatsApp chatbot. And I thought, let me try this chatbot and see how it works. And by the way, my service provider does not have a phone number that you can call. They have a sales line if you want to buy new products, but if you want support, you are forced to work through the WhatsApp chatbot. Now, this is my view. If the chatbot is better and faster and more accurate than a human, then I'm fine with working with a chatbot. But if it is giving problems, if it doesn't understand me, if it's taking too long, I want to speak to a human being. So my frustration today was that I could not speak to a human. I had to wait, and sometimes 5 or 7 minutes between every interaction for the chatbot to reply. So I want to just take you through some of the WhatsApp messages and then share my ideas of what they can do better with you. And hopefully this could be valuable to people who are looking at introducing a chatbot or a conversational AI agent of any type so that we can service our customers better. Using smart technology is by itself not the answer. If we don't design the conversation correctly, if we don't take into account the user experience, and as you'll see through what I will share today, if you don't incorporate the data you have on the customer already in your conversation with him or her, then why use a chatbot? It's just a frustrating experience. So I went to the website trying to find the number of my service provider. Now, I must say, luckily, my internet connection has been quite stable and quite fast for the last months, but for some reason today, I had problems. I couldn't do any work. I couldn't interact with anyone. So I was quite desperate. And then I went to their website, and they were quite proud to say that their bot, Willie, as they called him, I guess it's a him, can a bot be a him or a her, not sure, will interact with me. So I clicked on the link and I went to the next screen. So the WhatsApp reply came back to me, giving me a number of options as I expected. Do I have billing queries? Or do I have technical queries? And I had technical queries because my internet was down, and I selected that option and waited for the chatbot on WhatsApp to reply to me. The next message I got is all blah, 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 but what is your problem? Is your internet slow or is it down? And my internet was down, so I selected that option. And I waited to see what the next reply would be. And then the reply came back, which surprised me, because remember, the first thing the bot said was, "Hello, Johan Stein," or it replied to my name. So it obviously registered and recognized my cell phone number as part of the WhatsApp chat, which was quite impressive. And it is what we expect, because you already have my number. So when I WhatsApp you, you should reply and know who I am. But now you're asking me what kind of package I have with you. Is it DSL? Is it fiber? Is it LTE? This surprised me because you just recognized me. You answered me by name. And now you're asking me which product I have. Now, I guess this is relevant for companies or people who have multiple packages. You might have one DSL and one fiber line, but I only have a fiber line. So why ask me if you already know? This was the first little frustration I had, which made me wonder, do you really use all the available data you have on me to make this an interaction that I find pleasing and that will solve my problem quickly? And then once I said I have a fiber line, I went through a number of interactions to see which lights were on or off on my router. So what followed next was just a number of questions about your typical fault finding exercise. Is your router on? Which lights are burning? Which lights are not burning? Is it connected to the wall plug? And so forth. So I went, and after I answered all the technical questions, I got another question which surprised me. They asked me, do I have a capped or uncapped fiber line? It's uncapped. You should bloody know it. Why ask me if you know it already? You know who I am. You've answered me by name. So why do you ask me what kind of package I have or product I have with you? And then once I answered that and went through all the technical questions, ask me a further question on the product I have with you, the answer of which you should already know. So the second time I started thinking, I don't know if this bot is very smart. And it frustrated me because I couldn't phone a person. This was desperate. I had work to do and my internet was down. So why ask me things that you already should know about me? And then once I said, I have uncapped a package with you, a fiber line, now you say I should check whether there's an outage in my area, which is a very relevant question because it could be that the local exchange in my area is down because there's a power failure or some other technical reasons. Then they directed me to a URL to see whether, and then I had to answer a whole lot of questions, answering again which area I am, what my address is, stuff you bloody know already, to find out that there's not an outage in my area. I would have loved Willie, the smart bot, to already know that there's an outage or not. In fact, if there's not an outage in my area, skip this question, go to the next one. If there's an outage in my area, inform me about it and say, would you like us to inform you when we have resolved the outage by sending you a SMS text message or a WhatsApp or an email? And I would have said, yes, this is my option. But why ask me questions that you should already know? Why direct me to another website? Why make it difficult for me to answer questions that you should already know, service provider? And then little Willie, the chatbot, realized he, she, whatever the gender of a bot is, could not help me. Finally, they're going to put me through to a human being because, again, like I said earlier, happy to use artificial intelligence and a conversational AI because theoretically it should help me so much quicker and more accurately than a human can. But now Willie realized, I can't help you. I'm going to put you through to a human agent. Still no voice call, still no callback. Now I had to chat to a human agent. And you can't always see it as I present these slides, and I will summarize it, but look at the timestamps of the amount of time it took. And often it took 5 or 10 minutes between messages. It was this, to solve this problem, took a total amount of 2 hours in a day where I had to attend urgent meetings. I wish I could just call somebody, for God's sakes, solve the problem quickly. I had to chat to Willie. Willie didn't realize, shit, I can't help you. I'm going to put you through to a human. Now I was going to wait. Let's see what the human's going to do through WhatsApp. Okay, so now Willie passes me on to a human agent and asks me the same bloody question again. What is my problem? Is it a billing problem? And so forth. My internet is down. So I had to select the same or give them the same information I've given them 55 years ago when this interaction started. Why does the information not pull through? Why does the human agent not get the information that I've already shared? And this is going to get even worse. So hang on. Okay, now before they pass me on to the human agent, they ask me the same fucking question again. Why did I answer this question half a year ago when this interaction started? So the poor human agent that is waiting for me has got no clue. Because why are they asking me the same questions? This is frustrating. You should know more about me than you currently know. You've got all my data, my billing data, my internet usage, where I live, whether there's an outage in my area, and so forth. I've already told you what the problem is. Now you're going to pass me on to a human agent and you ask me the same bloody questions. So look at the timestamps here. Just before 12 o'clock this morning, they finally said, and it's very cute, and I love how they've written the text right throughout these interactions. Grab a cup of coffee, relax, or in a jiffy, we're going to help you. That sounded quite nice. That was 12 o'clock. Almost an hour later, suddenly Keketso pops up and asks me, what can I assist you with today? For flip's sakes, people, I have now told you 125 times what my problem is. It's not Keketso's fault, because he or she, and I don't know the gender from the name, should already have all the info, and this is a passionate thing for me. Call center agents do an important job, but they are not empowered. And there are amazing technologies across the world, but even here in South Africa, platforms that can help call center agents. So by the time Ketso received my query on his or her screen, he or she should have said, Johan, I realize you have a problem. Your internet is down. We know there's not an outage in your area. We know you have unlimited fiber. Here's what we're going to do next. But why ask me what the hell? It is getting even worse. Now look at the timestamp down there. Remember, I started this interaction with Willie at 11:57. This is now pretty much an hour later. Now you keep asking me again, what is my problem? How can I help you? Work gets in. He or she then says, you've come through to the billing department. I did not choose the billing department. You asked me what's my problem. I said my internet is down for the 55th time. You put me through to the billing department. So poor Ketso says, I'm going to pass you on to the next agent. Okay. Now I'm with Muhammad. Hi, Muhammad. Asking me the same question again. How can I help you? I said, Buddhism, here I come. I've told you what my problem is. Muhammad, it's not his fault either. I had to be patient. Now let's see what happens next. Okay, so now we've gone through all kinds of things. I had to log on to the modem, I had to restart it. But every time that I send the message back to Muhammad on the WhatsApp line, because I can't phone him or her, it's a him, I'm sure. I had to wait 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes for a reply. So at the end, Muhammad says, because I said, well, thank you, because I realized it's not his fault. You're welcome. Thank you for your time and patience. I hope you have a lovely day further. Thank you. 2 hours. And all I had to do was reset my router. I had to log on. I had to do a few changes to get on with my life. Okay. So what are some of the things that we've learned here? Conversational AI, chatbots, and those things are exciting. I would love to contact senior management, the CTO or the CIO or the CEO of this service provider and say, have you actually interacted with Willie, your chatbot? Because I can bet you they haven't. Okay. Please use all the information you have on me, your customer, on all your various systems, your billing system and so forth, to interact with each other, to help your call center agent, to help your Willie chatbot or whatever you call the bot, and to help me. Don't ask me where I live. You should know it. Don't ask me what package or product I have with you. You should know it. Don't ask me who I am. You should know it. And make it easy for me to tell you what my problem is. And when the bot really can't help me, which happens, when you put that call through to a human agent, give him or her all the needed information to help me as quickly as possible. This technology, people, is incredible, but we are screwing it up because of the way we're implementing it. We're getting the marketing people to write a nice text script in a jiffy, grab a cup of coffee. Those things are great. It doesn't mean shit if you can't fix my problem, okay? So let's use this technology not as a quick fix or a silver bullet. Make sure that we properly plot the user experience and the user timeline and the user story. Make sure that the UX design and the conversational design is done correctly. And if not, just put me through to a human. Because even though AI technology is so much smarter than we are, if we don't do it right, it is the stupidest thing we can ever speak with. So that on a Friday afternoon is a bit of bitching and moaning from my side, but it angers me because I know we can do better. I know this technology can be used better. So I hope my service provider will learn from this. I'm going to look them up on LinkedIn and I'm going to send this video. And and afterwards they send me a customer satisfaction survey from 1 to 5. How satisfied were you? And I said 1, which is the worst. I can bet you no one is going to contact me because it doesn't matter. They most likely don't even look at those stats. Anyway, that's it. Let's do better with this technology, and I hope you have a good day and a good weekend.